Welcome to our channel. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of psychology. It's a field that helps us understand the intricacies of the human mind and behavior. Ever wondered why you make certain decisions or feel a particular way? Why sometimes you act on impulse while other times you overthink? Well, your brain might be playing tricks on you. It's not just about logic and reason. Emotions and subconscious processes play a huge role too. It's like there's a little gremlin in there messing with your perceptions, your memories, even your common sense. This gremlin can make you see things that aren't there or remember events differently from how they actually happened. You might think you're seeing things clearly, but sometimes that brain of yours has its own agenda. It filters information, fills in gaps, and sometimes even distorts reality to fit its own narrative. It's working on autopilot a lot of the time, and that autopilot can be flawed. Your brain uses shortcuts, known as heuristics, to make quick decisions. But these shortcuts can lead to errors in judgment. So, get ready. Because we're gonna pull back the curtain on some of these mental shenanigans. We'll explore how your brain tricks you into seeing patterns that don't exist, or how it can be biased in ways you never realized. Stay tuned as we uncover 10 psychological tricks your brain uses against you every day. These tricks can influence your decisions, your relationships, and even your happiness. And trust me, once you see them, you're gonna start recognizing them everywhere. In yourself, in others, in the news, everywhere. You'll begin to notice how these tricks shape your perceptions and actions. It's time to get real about what's really driving your behavior, so you can start making more conscious, more informed choices. Let's get to it. Together we'll embark on this journey to better understand our minds and take control of our lives. Alright, let's talk about this first one, confirmation bias. It's a fascinating psychological phenomenon that affects us all, often without us even realizing it. It's like wearing a pair of specially designed glasses that only lets you see things that prove you're right. Imagine walking through life with these glasses on, filtering out anything that doesn't align with your beliefs. You hear a piece of news that fits your worldview and you're all over it. You might even share it with friends or post it on social media, reinforcing your belief even further. But if something challenges your belief, you're skeptical. You might dismiss it as fake news or question the credibility of the source. Your brain's working overtime to protect that pre-existing belief, even if it means ignoring some cold, hard facts. This mental filtering can be so strong that it shapes your reality. This happens in your everyday life, in your relationships, in your job, in how you see yourself. It influences the decisions you make and the actions you take. The internet and social media amplify this by showing you more of what you already agree with. Algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, and they do this by feeding you content that aligns with your existing beliefs. To combat this, seek out different perspectives and listen to opinions that don't match your own. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone and consider alternative viewpoints. This can help you develop a more balanced and nuanced understanding of the world around you. Next up, we got something called the anchoring effect. It's all about that first piece of information you get when you're trying to make a judgment or a decision. This initial piece of data, whether it's a number, a fact, or an opinion, sets the stage for everything that follows. Whether it's a price, a statistic, or an opinion, that first thing you hear tends to anchor your thinking. It becomes the reference point against which all subsequent information is compared. Even if that first piece of information is completely random, it still has a powerful pull on your subsequent judgments. This is why first impressions are so crucial. They can shape your perception in ways you might not even realize. Think about when you're shopping for something expensive. The initial asking price becomes the anchor. It sets a benchmark, making it difficult to consider lower prices as reasonable. The initial asking price becomes the anchor. This is why salespeople often start with a high number. They know it will influence your perception of value. To fight this, question that first piece of information and consider other reference points. Don't let the initial anchor dictate your final decision. Look around, gather more data, and make a well-informed choice. Be the captain of your own ship, making your own course corrections. By being aware of the anchoring effect, you can navigate through the sea of information with greater clarity and control. Alright, let's move on to the availability heuristic. If something comes to mind easily, you tend to think it's more common or important than it actually is. Think about news reports of plane crashes. They stick in your mind, making you think flying is dangerous. But statistically, you're more likely to get into a car accident. Marketers and the media use this heuristic to make their messages stick in your head. Challenge those immediate, easy-to-recall thoughts and impressions. Seek out broader information and look at statistics to get a more accurate picture. Now let's talk about cognitive dissonance. This is the uncomfortable feeling you get when your beliefs don't line up with your actions. To relieve that tension, you might change your actions or reinterpret your beliefs. Think about smokers who know smoking is bad but continue to smoke. They might downplay the risks or focus on the perceived benefits. Recognizing cognitive dissonance in yourself is a huge step towards greater self-awareness. Face it, understand it, and resolve it in a way that aligns with your authentic self. Alright, let's shine a light on the halo effect. This is when our overall impression of a person influences how we feel about their specific traits. If you see someone as generally good in one area, you assume they're good in other areas too. It works the other way too, called the horns effect. If you have a negative first impression, you might assume they possess other bad qualities. Make a conscious effort to evaluate people based on specific objective evidence. Don't let one shiny attribute or one negative trait color your entire perception. Let's talk about the self-serving bias. When things go well, we take the credit. When things go wrong, we blame external factors. This bias can protect our self-esteem but also prevent us from learning from our mistakes. True strength is about owning your failures and learning from them. Find a healthy balance between acknowledging external factors and looking inward. Be willing to look inward and ask yourself what you could have done better. A little humility goes a long way in both success and failure. Alright, this next one is a doozy, the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low ability often overestimate their competence. They don't know enough to realize how much they don't know. Conversely, experts might underestimate their abilities because they know how much more there is to learn. Guard against this by seeking honest feedback and being willing to admit when you don't know something. Always assume there's more to learn no matter how much you think you know. Be willing to question your own competence and listen to feedback. Let's dig into the sunk cost fallacy. A sunk cost is any cost that has already been spent and cannot be recovered. The fallacy is when you let those unrecoverable past costs influence your future decisions. Think about sitting through a terrible movie just because you paid for the ticket. The rational decision should be based on future benefits, not past costs. Ask yourself if you would make the same investment knowing what you know now. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to walk away and free up your resources for something better. The bystander effect. Why does no one help when everyone's around? The more people present during an emergency, the less likely any single one of them is to help. This is due to diffusion of responsibility and social influence. People look to others for cues on how to behave. If you need help, single someone out and give them a specific task. Understand that the inaction of others might be due to this psychological effect. Be the one who makes a difference by stepping up and helping. The placebo effect. Believing is achieving, even if it's nothing. A placebo is an inactive treatment that can still produce real benefits because of belief and expectation. Clinical trials often show that people in the placebo group report improvements. The mind's power to influence the body is profound. The context of care and the meaning we attach to treatments matter. A positive mindset and a good patient-doctor relationship can enhance healing. Your brain is a powerful pharmacy, and sometimes just believing you're getting help is enough. Outrow. Time to get real with your brain. Well, there you have it. 10 psychological tricks your brain is playing on you. Awareness is the first step to taking back control. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let us know which psychological trick surprised you the most. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.